You're successful. So why don't you feel like it? I mean, have you ever looked at what the cost of your success has really been for you? Your diligence in life and your diligence at work have paid off. I mean, just look around. You're successful. You've done it. You are in that corner office. You have got the family that you want. You have built the business that you want. You have the six-figure salary or the multiple serial entrepreneurship that you've been striving after. You've got the accolades and the respect, right? And this is all worth celebrating. But why does it feel not right? So much of what you have done, I mean, these are achievements. And even to you, you've got to admit they're impressive. But still, you got that nagging feeling of just overwhelm and fatigue that just sticks with you. You find yourself asking the question, is it really worth it? And even more so, is it going to continue to be worth it to keep doing this in the future? So in this upcoming series, one of the things that I want to help you to do is to uncover the hidden costs of your success that have been really holding you back, that have been contributing to that feeling of chronic overwhelm and fatigue, and really leading to a little bit of hopelessness about the future. Not only are we going to uncover those costs, we're going to help you to figure out how you can make the efforts that you've made already and the ones that you are going to continue to make into the future truly be worth it to you and those you care about, both now and in the future. Are you ready to break the chains of the struggle mode of constantly being in survival mode and to move into the Thriver life? Welcome to Thrive Nation. You know, if you've ever seen Tyler Perry's Diary of a Mad Black Woman, if you've seen Waiting to Exhale, or, any of the Housewives, Insert Your City Here type of movies, any of those stories, the key story in a lot of those shows and a lot of those movies that resonates with a lot of people is the story of people spending the best years of their lives working to make other people happy, to make other people feel good, and doing things that they think are going to get them, the rewards that they want and that they think are going to be fulfilling for them, and then only to see at the end of that time that they don't feel like it's been worth it, that they don't feel like it's actually helped them. I know one of my clients, this is one of her issues. And here's the interesting thing. It wasn't even that she had, one of those horrible stories of somebody cheating on her or leaving her, all the rest of that type of stuff. She had raised 4 amazing children, right? Her children had gone on to go to college, they were responsible. They had gone and done the things that they were supposed to do. She had a husband that loved her, and she worked hard, and she had excelled in her jobs. She had done all of these things. But the issue was that all during that time, she wasn't being fulfilled. So she was getting a lot of the things that she wanted, but she wasn't being fulfilled. And it led her to really get to this place of despair, of almost hopelessness about the future, because she knew she could work hard, but what she didn't know was whether the hard work was going to be worth it. Have you ever felt that before? Are you feeling that now? Well, in today's video, we're really going to dig into the first question that you have to ask yourself, which is, what are the costs of investing your time? And how can you know that if you do so, it's actually going to be worth it? So the first thing that we have to look at is, what are we investing? Most people realize that when we have to do something, when we take care of our family, when we invest in, when you go to school, when you go to work, when you do those types of things, you're investing your time. But what most people don't pay as much attention to is the fact that you're also investing energy whenever you invest your time. And these are 2 of our most precious resources. Time is the one resource that you can't get back. Once it's spent, it's gone. And the interesting thing, there's the laws, Newton's laws of thermodynamics that talk about the fact that energy is neither created nor destroyed, it's just transferred. But when you're investing your energy, you're transferring it to another person, right? Or to another thing. And you're hoping that you get that resource back in some way. You're hoping that you get that energy back. But a lot of times we don't know how to ensure that we're getting those things back. And so when we have those most precious resources, time and energy, something that's really important is that we make sure that whatever we're investing them in are returning them back to us, right? Our brain is so intense about energy, right? Because the brain uses about 20% of the energy of the whole body. So our entire brain is set up to ensure that anything that we do that doesn't return back to us a reward, an incentive to do it more, that the brain makes it harder for us to do that because the brain is on a constant conservation mission with energy. And so if you're going to make sure that what you're doing is easier, that you're able to overcome overwhelm, that you're able to overcome fatigue, the first thing that you've got to do is you've got to make sure that you're aware of the time and the energy that you're investing, and that time and energy is getting a return on investment. And so we'll talk about return on investment next. I bet you didn't think that you were going to get a finance class today in the video, but I'm always trying to give you everything I got so that we can help you make this make sense, and so that you can get the best returns for your time and your energy invested in these videos. So what is the return on investment? So from financing language, return on investment, the formula for return on investment is that your return on investment equals your net return divided by the cost of the investment times 100. So for example, if you got something and you had to put $100 into it, right? And then you went and you got $1,000 back. You would take the $1,000, which is the total return, minus your original investment, which was $100. That would leave you with $900. That $900, if you then divide that by 100, that gives you 9, right? Now you multiply that times 100, which is the percentage, and that gives you a 900% return. That's a phenomenal return. You got great return on your money if you get a 900% return, right? Now, for most of us, we don't know how to apply this to our time and our energy. How do you even quantify that? And that's the whole thing. But first, you got to just understand that what you get back, what you're investing that time and that energy into, gives you some sort of return. And if it doesn't, then you are literally throwing your time and throwing your energy away because you don't know what you're putting it out for. So for all of you all who are out there and you're giving of your time and you're giving of your energy, but you don't know what you're expecting in return, that's one of the major things that leaves you feeling unfulfilled, because you're left in the limbo of not even knowing whether or not this was beneficial for you. And so now you're left just to your feelings. You're left just to how you feel in the moment. And how we feel can change moment to moment. So the next thing we're going to talk about is how you can know what you want before you invest, so that you can definitely know whether you're getting a good return on your investment. Because good investors always know what type of return they're trying to get before they invest in a thing. They already know what good looks like. And that's what we're going to talk about next. So the third thing that you've got to focus on is that you've got to define success before you invest. The key thing is this: hoping that we're going to get a good return on our investment is one of the things that is the most draining, because you never know whether you're there or not. You never know what good looks like. So instead, what you want to do is you want to decide what you're trying to get. What does success look like? And then you want to put your time and your energy into those things that will give you what success looks like for you. Now, a lot of people struggle figuring out what success looks like for them. And if you're one of those people, I understand. But that's going to be the big key. You're going to have to know what is going to make you happy before you invest your time and your energy. Otherwise, you're never going to be able to feel fulfilled with that time and that energy, because if we do it after the fact, we always have the habit of moving the goalposts, because now we're trying to gauge whether it's going to make us happy on the back end, right? When we have more information and more knowledge, right? They talk about there's a sense of they did this study with monkeys, and they've done it with other animals, where they'll give them one apple and the monkey is happy, right? Then they give the monkeys 2 apples and they take one away, and invariably when the monkey has 2 apples and one gets taken away, even though they have the same apple that the other monkey had, they're upset, they're angry, they're frustrated, right? Now here's the key: when you try to figure out what's going to make you happy after you've already invested your time, after you've already invested your energy, that's the same thing as having the 2 apples, because now you're at the point where you know what you could have gotten with your time and your energy. You know the other things that you could have done. And so there's no way you're going to be able to be happy at the end. So that's the biggest key of defining success. You have to know what's going to make you happy in that space. So like I said, there's a lot of people who struggle trying to figure out just what does success look like for them. What's going to make you happy? Well, down below, I've left a link in the description for those of you all that would like a free step-by-step resource that'll help you to figure out what will make you happy. It's itemized and it's customized just for you, and it'll help you to figure out what success looks like in your life. So if that's something that you would like, down in the link below or in the description, you'll find a link to the step-by-step walkthrough that I've put through called Defining Success. So in summary, the key takeaway for today is that there is a cost in both time and energy to anything that you're trying to accomplish. And so you want to make sure that that cost is worth it before you make the investment, right? And so the first thing is to take an assessment of how much time and how much energy you're going to have to invest, because every investment takes both time and energy. And if you're not looking at how much of both is going to take you, you're already starting out behind. The second thing that you want to pay attention to is that you have your return on investment, right? We've got the return on investment formula we talked about. That's the key thing to determining whether it's worth it or not. You have to know, based off of what you invested, what your return is and whether that's what you want. And the way that you figure out whether that's what you want is step 3, which is to know what success looks like before you start, right? It's important for you to know whether it's going to be worth it before you ever even give in to doing the thing, before you ever invest the time and the energy. So number 1, everything requires time and energy. Number 2, you got to look at your return on investment. And number 3, you got to define success so that you can know whether the return on investment is worth it or not beforehand. And remember, tune in this Thursday for Thriving Thursdays, where we'll be digging even deeper into defining success. For those of you all that are, remember there's the link down below for the Defining Success that'll walk you straight through. And on Thursday, I'll be doing some live Q&A if you have some questions about how to define success for you. I'm looking forward to hearing from you and to seeing you on Thursday, 12 p.m. Eastern time. And remember also to click the like, subscribe, share button if you feel like this is some beneficial information that we are impacting your life. As you know, here at the Thrive Nation, we are trying to help people to live their Thriver lives, to help them to manifest the greatness that is within. If you feel like what we're doing is benefiting you, please share it with those people that you think could benefit. Go ahead and click the like and subscribe button, and then make sure that you click the bell notification so that you never miss an episode of Thrive Nation. And until next time, remember that you have greatness within you. You have a purpose. You are here for a reason. And so you want to make sure that you're living every day in alignment with your purpose and manifesting your greatness. So here's to you, manifesting the greatness that lies within. Thank you so much for joining us on another edition of Thrive Nation. Talk to you soon.